This is where we're going today, but just a few minutes ago, it looked like this. My name is Tatiana, and you are on my channel, Toy Fox Store. I'll show you just how easy it is to turn a plain, boring base crochet cake like this into a magical ocean-inspired pastry. Set reminder on to don't miss my videos, and let's see what happens when the details start appearing. Before adding decorations, I like to show you a couple of small, simple tricks I used when assembling the pastry. At first, I reinforced the base. A small piece of cardboard helps the dessert keep its shape and sit nicely on a flat surface. It's a tiny step, but it makes the finished piece feel much more polished. I reinforced the top of the pastry in a similar way. I glued a cardboard circle of the appropriate diameter to the top section from inside so that the pastry would retain a smooth, flat surface, as if the delicate sponge cake were truly coated in sweet glaze. Once the two parts are joined, the project finally starts looking like a real dessert. At this stage, the shape is finished, and the decorations can do their job. Let's start with the texture. At first, it doesn't seem like much, but adding texture is often the first step toward making a project feel more interesting. This piece, which mimics cookie crumbs, is semicircular and follows the shape of the pastry, since I had planned to place it exactly that way from the start. You can let your imagination run wild here. Crochet the piece in a round or oval shape, or even make it asymmetrical. Then, you can sew it on either in the center or slightly offset toward the edge. This means that by simply experimenting with this one element, you can create different pastries using the same pattern. And this is the best part, I guess. If you have any questions about crocheting of this cake or its assembly, you can ask me under this video. I'll be happy to help. Even before any decorations appear, the surface already starts telling a story. Now comes the focal point. A single shell immediately changes the character of the project. Suddenly, it feels less like a cookie and more like something inspired by the ocean. One detail can completely change the direction of a design. By the way, you can also use other seashells for decoration or the starfish from another one of my tutorials. You can crochet a whole collection of pastries from the very same pattern. Pretty cool, right? The last details are usually the smallest ones, and sometimes they're the easiest to underestimate. Pearls don't compete for attention. Instead, they help connect all the elements together. That's often what finishing details do. Not stand out, but make everything else work better. Now, every element has a reason to be here. Nothing complicated, just many small decisions working together. And here's the finished ocean-inspired dessert. No single embellishment created this look on its own, but together they completely transformed the project. Which detail made the biggest difference for you?